Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to play through a few rounds of Disney Animated. I'm not going to give you a review, that'll be in a separate video. You can check that out in the link that I put in this video description, but in this one we're just going to show you how the game plays, what kind of it looks like on the table, and all of that. So let's just get started. Disney Animated, we are animators trying to make our movie. So we have 101 Dalmatians, and we have Aladdin right here. There's also Fantasia, Snow White, and shoot, what's the other one? Alice in Wonderland. But these are the two that I picked because I played these the most and I kind of know how they work. To the setup, you're going to give each player their board, their action board. I like to keep it on this side so I know what I'm looking for, but it has another side that you're supposed to start with. All the appropriate tokens. So in this case, I get Canine Crunchies for the 101 Dalmatians and the Genie. Each player gets a magic token. Whoever has the oldest movie, which is me, is first player. You'll get your 3 cell cards. I have Roger, Pongo, and Perdita, and Anita. They have Abu and the Magic Carpet, Aladdin, and Jasmine. And all these tiles that we're going to be building our background. Then we're going to set up the main board. We'll shuffle all the animation cards. Each player gets 3, which I probably need to do. You're going to shuffle the action tiles. Randomly put them on the spaces below. Pick the 2 bads, 2 villains that we're playing. Shuffle them, put one on top, shuffle all the paint tokens, put them where they go. Deadline token on 0 on the start. And then shuffle all, depending on the difficulty. So in a 2-player game, we're using 2 Calamity cards. Each player also has 5 Calamity cards. We'll shuffle them into a deck and we'll flip 2. All right, and then we're ready to go. So on your turn, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be selecting an action. And you're going to get to take the action at the value in the little black circle here. Pretty simple. What do the actions do? The sound is kind of your special ability. That's going to help the 101 Dalmatians player get out their crunchies. It's going to help the Aladdin player get their Genie token out on the board. Magic is kind of a wild. To use that, you spend a magic token. And if it was over here, it could be any other action at a level 5. But you have to have a magic token. You can always forgo taking any action to take a magic token, but that's kind of expensive. You're not getting a ton of actions in this game, so to do that, you really need to do it. Ink and paint is going to let you collect paint tokens. You need paint tokens to paint your characters and to paint your villains. Background is how we're going to get tiles on our board. In order to paint our characters, we have to first build their scenery by placing the background and collecting the appropriate paint. And animation is how we're going to get new cards based on the strength. It's how many cards we get to draw. All right, that's a quick and dirty overview, and now let's just go ahead and start. So this player's first. They have the oldest movie. Here's what the animation cards look like. They're going to have icons, a flag, which is all we really care about, but this is teamwork and this is grit, so flag and barbell, that's what this player has. But the first thing I want to do is I want to select an action, and I want to start with background because background is super important, and I want to start getting that on the board. So I'll take the background, I select it. Now I have 4 action points to put background on my board. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to look at the back. They're going to have a number. Every square, which is basically the number, 1 square is 1, is how many action points I have. So to put this one down would cost me all of my 4. And I think I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to put this down, my funky one. I cover up this action, so that's an ink and paint at a level 4, so I get a level 4 ink and paint action. So I want to take some paint. Let's do these 2 right here. I'll do a black, I'll do a green and a wild. And I'm going to go ahead and put those right here. I don't need to, but I want to. And then all of these will slide down, making the other ones cheaper. So I selected an action. I did the tiles action, did all that. And then I'm going to slide all these down. So think of Ark Nova or other games that have this river system here. Done. And then I can place or use a character's ability if I had a character already placed. So once this background is done, I can take my Roger cell, animation cell, and put it here, and then I can start using his ability. But I'm not there yet, so we don't need to worry about that. And that's the end of my turn. Now it goes to Aladdin, and they get to take their turn. So what do they want to do? What cards do they have? Do they have any good cards? Yes. Okay, so they're going to take the animation action. The animation action lets you draw cards. You can see it here. A level 5 will let you draw 3 cards. So they're going to take the animation action, draw 3 cards. 2. Sweet. All right, so they have 3 cards. You have a hand limit of 7. Then Then we're going to slide these down. A hand limit of 7 after the villains take their turn. Now, one other thing you can do is you can get rid of these calamity cards, and I'll explain why that's important coming up right about now. And I'm going to spend a light bulb to get rid of that one, and a camera, also known as focus, to get rid of that one. These get discarded. These get discarded, and that is the end of the turn. Okay. Now, at the end of every player's turn, so all the players take a turn, then the villains take a turn. What happens here is you just want to follow this card. Advance the deadline marker 1. This is the in-game tracker. Once it hits 13, game is over. And check hand limit. If you have more than 7 cards, you discard down to 7. Then, if there are any calamity cards over here, for every calamity card that's over here, you have to do Jafar's effect. So this is collectively discard 1 magic token. If you're unable to, you advance the deadline. So the more calamity cards, the more bad things that can happen and speed up the game. All right. So we don't have any calamity cards. We don't have to do it. So then we do this. And we flip 2 new calamity cards. That needs to have the action at level 3 taken to get rid of it. And this one needs heart to get rid of it. All right. And then it's back to my turn. All right. So I want to I think I'm going to do magic because I really want to fill in my background. So I'm going to do magic. You have to spend a magic token. And I'm going to do background at level 4. This is a wild. I can do it. I'm going to do background at level 4. So I will spend this one. I cover up a magic token. So I get a magic token back. That's 1. I have another one. Let's go ahead. I want to paint Roger. So let's go ahead and put this here. That'll let me, that's 2. I have 2 left. So I wanted to get another magic token. I like getting bonuses. Let's do this one. That'll let me do animation at a level 2. It lets me draw 1 card. Drawing 1 card is good. Goes into my hand. So that's 4. Move the action tiles over. Now I can place or use a character. So I have this built. I have all the paint that I need. I have a green and a wild, can be any color. These get discarded back to the board. And now I can place Roger. When I place Roger, I can then use his ability. So I can give a Canine Crunchies token to any other player. So I will give them one. A Canine Crunchies token is a magic token or a wild paint token. The reason I want to do that is the ultimate goal is to get your background built, all your characters out, and get your villain on the board. In order for me to get my villain painted, I need a black, white paint. I forget what that one is. The light bulb, focus, and every player has to have at least 1 Canine Crunchies token. For Aladdin, they need all their stuff, and the genie has to be at number 5 on the board. Okay, so that was my turn. Can I get rid of any calamities? Do I have a heart? I do not have a heart, so I cannot do it. All right, so done. So it's Aladdin's turn, and they want to start doing some background as well. So they'll do a level 3 background, which will get rid of that because they took the level 3. And they can build some background now. So I'll just keep these over here so I can reach them. And I think they're going to go ahead and build just their big long one, which is this one. And then I'll let them do an animation at level 3, which will let them draw 2 cards. So they got a focus and a heart. Sweet. So then these will shuffle down. And now they can't create their character because they don't have their background, but they do have a heart. They need a heart to get rid of that. So that is done. And that is their turn. Now we're going to move the deadline up 1. We're going to see if anybody has 7 cards. I don't think anybody does. Aladdin might. Nope, nobody has 7 cards. There's no calamity cards, so her effect does not happen. This will be done. All right, then we get 2 more calamity cards. This one needs black paint, and this one cannot be removed. Every character has 1 cannot be removed card. So back to 101 Dalmatians. I'm going to go ahead and do my sound action. That's my special ability. So I can take up to X value of black, white, or wild paint. So I have a value 4. So let's go 1, 2, and 2. So we'll go black, white, and I have an extra black, which is fine because I need to spend that. And these all slide down. For every paint token that I take, black, white, or wild paint token, I can give out 3 crunchies. So let's give you 1, and we'll give me 2. All right. And then these will slide over. 1, duh, duh, duh. I can use Roger's ability if I want to. I don't think I'm going to right now. I can't paint, but I will spend a black paint token. It always goes to the bottom to the top when you're spending to get rid of that. So now this one can't be removed, but that's fine. That one's at least gone. So that's this player's turn. And what card do they want to, what action do they want to pick? Let's do, they're going to do some ink and paint. So 5 value ink and paint. They need purple and white. So purple, white, and they'll get a green just because, a blue, get a blue. So blue, white, purple. Again, they don't have to go there. I just like to do that so I know what's going on. Then everything slides down. And ink and paint is now number 1. Everything else slides down. That can't be removed. They don't have any characters to activate, so that is the end of that round. It's Jafar's turn. When it's the deadline, no one has over 7 cards. Now we have 1 calamity, so his effect will happen. Collectively discard 1 magic token. I will go ahead and discard mine, because these are effectively magic tokens or wild paints, so that's fine. We get Cruella back out. This goes away. 2 more cards. So we need a red and a 2. So again, you take the level 2 action, get rid of red paint, done. And that's how the game's going to keep going until one player has, well, all players have painted their background, painted their cells, so that'll look, you know, let me do the background real fast. I'll just show you. So it'll look like this. I'm real bad at putting this thing together. Maybe here. It doesn't quite fit either, which is obnoxious. This one goes here. This one goes here. So let's say I built my background. I get all my bonuses. Da 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 da. I put my people down. So we got Anita. All right, so I've got my background. Both players have crunchies. So on my turn, I have a black and white paint. Both players have crunchies. I discard these. Say I have the appropriate cards. I think I do actually. I do not, but if I had the appropriate cards, I would discard them. And then I would take my character, my villain, and put them face down on my mat like this. So I have completed my movie. All players have to complete their movie before the deadline hits 13. If that doesn't happen, we lose. If it does happen, we win. Now, this player's not out. They can keep taking actions to help, but they don't need to try to do anything else really. They're just trying to take actions to help other players accomplish their goals. You can ramp up the difficulty by having more calamity cards, like I could put 4 out or whatever to make it more difficult and having to fire and all that type of thing. But that is how the game plays. That's how it works. Every character has a different condition for their sound, their special ability, and for having to get their characters on the board. So they're not that difficult, but just pay attention because they are all different. So that is how you play Disney Animated. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.